was just after 5 a.m., a quiet morning, a peaceful neighborhood in Oron local government area of Akwa Ibom State. Then suddenly screams, loud, desperate, terrifying screams. Neighbors rushed out of their homes, some still in their night clothes, not knowing that what they were about to witness would leave them shaking for the rest of their lives. Because right in front of a house in that compound, a woman lay on the ground, caught beyond recognition, and the man responsible, her own husband. The Akwa Ibom State Police Command would later confirm the arrest of a 42-year-old man, Victor Oko. He was accused of brutally ending the life of his 33-year-old wife, Victoria Oko, a fashion designer, a woman known for sewing clothes for people in the area. But behind that normal life, something dark had been building for a long time. According to neighbors, this was not a peaceful home. There was almost no day without a serious fight, argument, shouting, tension, and at the center of it all, suspicion. Victor strongly believed his wife was being unfaithful, and this suspicion did not start that morning. It had been growing, especially because of one thing: church night vigils. On the night before the tragedy, Victoria had gone out. According to reports, she attended a church vigil, but by morning, she had not returned home until very early hours. And in the mind of her husband, that was not normal. He believed something else had happened. He suspected she did not sleep in the church, but somewhere else, possibly in another man's house. And that suspicion was about to explode. At exactly 5:20 a.m., Victoria finally returned home. She walked into the house, probably tired, not knowing what was waiting for her. Immediately she entered, her husband confronted her. "Where are you coming from?" She answered, "I went to the church," but that answer did not calm anything. Instead, it made things worse. Victor began questioning her aggressively, pushing, probing, accusing. The tone changed. Victoria became angry, and what started as a simple question turned into a heated argument. Voices rose, tempers flared, and within moments, that argument turned physical. In a sudden move, Victor rushed to the back of the house. He returned with a machete. Before Victoria could escape, he struck her from behind, a deep, dangerous cut. She tried to defend herself when he attempted to strike her head. She raised her hand to block it. That single act may have saved her for a moment. At that point, there was still a chance she could survive, if only he had stopped. But he did not stop. Instead, he continued again and again and again, cutting repeatedly, turning what was already a violent attack into something far more brutal. Her body was left on the ground, mutilated in a way neighbors would later describe as too horrifying to even look at, like something out of a butcher's place. And by then, the screams had drawn attention. Neighbors saw everything. They began shouting for help, calling others to come out. Within minutes, people gathered around the house, some in shock, some crying, some unable to even move. What they saw was something no one should ever see. Then suddenly, Victor ran back into the house. No one knew exactly why. Was he trying to escape? Was he trying to hide? Or was he trying to process what he had just done? But one thing was clear: he knew people had seen him, and there was no way out. The neighbors quickly surrounded the house. No one wanted him to escape. They called the police immediately. Some tried to call him out, but there was no response. Silence. Complete silence from inside the house. When the police arrived, they moved carefully. They searched around the house. They looked through the windows, trying to locate him, but there was no sign. It was as if he had vanished. To force him out, police deployed tear gas into the house. Still no response. At that point, officers had no choice. They broke into the house, room by room. They searched every corner, every space, but still nothing. Then one officer made a move. He climbed up into the ceiling, and there, hidden above, was Victor Oko, trying to avoid arrest. It took serious effort, but the officers finally brought him down. Outside the house lay the body of Victoria, lifeless. The police documented everything. Photographs were taken. The machete used in the attack was recovered. Her body was then moved to the General Hospital morgue. Victor Oko was taken into custody. Reports say he was even taken away partly for his own safety. As the anger in the community was intense, the police strongly condemned the act. They assured the public justice would be served. This was not just a sudden act, it was a build-up days of fighting, suspicion, unresolved anger, until one morning it exploded and turned deadly. Authorities have warned the public against domestic violence. They urge residents to seek lawful and peaceful ways to resolve disputes and to report suspicious activities early, because sometimes the signs are already there but ignored until it becomes too late. What happened in that house was not just a fight between husband and wife. It was a tragedy that could have been prevented.
During the period under review also, we recorded a case of murder where a husband murdered or macheted his wife on allegation of infidelity. After macheting her to death in Oron, he climbed up to the ceiling with the weapon that he has used in macheting the wife. Our men came when they were informed, climbed up to the ceiling, struggled with him, wounded some of our personnel. But at the end of the day, we were able to arrest him also and bring him down. Investigation is on that matter too. The wife was taken to the mortuary while investigation is still on to prosecute him accordingly in the court of law. So we want to use this medium to caution and admonish members of the public not to take laws into their hands. On mere allegations of infidelity of your wife, you take laws into your hand to the extent that you kill her. I think it's barbaric, it's condemnable, and it is not going to be tolerated or acceptable by the police in Akwa Ibom State.